Pachi. Hi everyone, today I'm gonna make a delicious glazed ham with figs and orange, a mix of a little bit of the tropics and the high winter climates, so you can have a bright evening eating your ham. Here we go. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna process our figs. And I use the big food processor because they're too hard and they might break down my small food processor. It's not going to be a lot, but we need to process them well to make a paste. And then we're going to add the orange juice and the rest of the ingredients. Actually, we can add the rest of the ingredients now, like the orange, the dry ingredients. Pepper, which is just a little bit. The ham is already salted, but we still need to add a little bit of salt to our sauce because this is going to be the sauce. We are going to add some, like a 1/4 teaspoon of clove. Those are cloves that have been ground. And if you grind your cloves, like I do sometimes, because that one's bought, I use 1/2 teaspoon because they're a little bit coarser. Then we're gonna add a teaspoon of cinnamon, good delicious cinnamon. And we're gonna add the wet ingredients later. We have some mint and some basil, so it's about just a handful, like 2 tablespoonfuls of mint, and 4, just a smaller, bigger, just a little bit more of the basil. And now we can process. We don't add the wet ingredients because otherwise they're just gonna start flipping all over the food processor and they're not gonna be cut or processed or mashed, which is what we need for our delicious sauce. Wow. For how long? It depends on your food processor because you don't want it to break down, and figs are really hard. And if it's a tiny food processor, cut the figs into pieces, mix them first with the dry ingredients with your hands, and then you can put them in any kind of food processor that you want. I want to show you what it looks like before the orange juice because it is so, absolutely so beautiful. Before the orange juice and the bourbon or the dark rum. Look at this beauty. It is absolutely amazing. I would actually add this to any kind of pork. I would add it to like Cornish hens or game. It's amazing. So we're gonna put it back to add the vinegar, the rum, and the orange juice. I just wanted you to see this because it's absolutely beautiful. The aroma, you can eat it like this. Check the colors. They're beautiful. Okay, now we are going to add our Dijon mustard too. Let's add it first. It's not a lot, but it's a little bit of Dijon mustard. Dijon mustard has some salt, so we don't want to use so much. But it gives it some depth in the flavor, and it's beautiful. Now we're gonna add our apple cider vinegar to cut a little bit of the sweetness, of the figs, and 4 tablespoonfuls of dark rum. Use a good rum or a good bourbon, something you want to drink, because the flavor here is gonna stay in the sauce. And you can put a little more if you want, or a little less. And now the orange juice. So when is it ready and all mixed? When you hear it, your ear will tell you exactly. Because at the beginning, you're going to hear some bumps of the figs trying to process more and become a sauce. And then when you start listening to the bump, 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 and you see that it's a smooth sound, otherwise just look at it and you'll see it's totally smooth and perfect. It is absolutely delicious. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we have our ham. This smoked ham is pre-cooked. So all we have to do is heat it all the way to the center and make it moist, because since it's sliced, we don't want it to be hard or dry. That's why we have some foil here to keep some of that water in the foil. Then we're gonna put another piece of foil on top, and it's gonna keep it moist. I'm gonna show you the sauce. I mean, this sauce, you can use it for like shrimp kebabs, maybe even for some tuna. It is a strong sauce, but delicious. So you need a kind of meat that is like, yeah, like Cornish hens, like game, like the turkey. Okay. So now we're gonna spread some of the delicious sauce on top of our ham. Then we're gonna put it in the oven. It's not gonna take more than an hour. And all it has to do is reheat to the center. So we put it at 325. And at the end, when it's almost an hour, like 50 minutes later, we add the rest of the sauce so that it mixes with a little bit of the liquids that it left, and it sticks and stays there. Let us smells beautiful. And all of these things, this you can do the day before, not like a week before because of the orange juice. You can do the mix of the dry ingredients without the herbs way ahead and keep it in your fridge. And then simply process the herbs and the juice the day or the day before you're cooking it. So now we're going to cover it with another foil. Just to make sure that that moisture stays in there. But my oven keeps the moisture inside. So in my oven, I don't have to cover it. I actually just cover it with one of my grill covers, and that's it. Here comes our ham to the oven. It's a little heavy for me to keep it a hold with one hand. So here it goes. And it's going to go for 1 hour at 300. That's it. My oven is really quick, so I don't want to put it higher, just 300. And 1 hour, and voila, it's done. So it has a lot of ingredients, but it's delicious, and you can make it anytime and get those ingredients all year long wherever you are. There we go. Now let's take out our beautiful ham. Now let's take out our beautiful ham. Look at that. Wow. Check it out. It's beautiful. Now we're going to add just a little bit of this liquid to our sauce. Place it on top, and that's it. We are ready to serve. Our ham is out of the oven with our delicious spread, and it's stuck to it beautifully. Now we're going to add a couple of tablespoonfuls of our drippings into the spread, just to make it a little more liquid because it's pretty thick. Now we're going to brush some of it onto our beautiful ham, and the rest we are going to keep on the side. Now let's decorate it. I think it's too hot to transfer to the serving dish, so we're going to decorate it right there. with some dry onions and some dried bell pepper. I think it's perfect, but we can taste it. Beautiful. Hope you make it. Chef Pachi.